My name is Marcus Pollock. This is for management class, and I'm doing my management 6 segment presentation. I'm sitting here with Shanada Mathis. She's been an entrepreneur and a manager all her life. She's experienced. Hello, Shanada.
Hi, Marcus. How are you?
Great. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So, first segment is about how you adapt to being a manager. As your first managing position, what was the hardest thing to adapt to?
The hardest thing to adapt to was the position.
The position?
The position.
What was the position?
Management. And managing a group of people. So first of all, you have to understand that everybody have an outside life outside of their job.
Right.
So being a manager, you have to understand that not everybody's going to be able to come in every day.
Okay.
People have kids.
Yeah.
People have car issues.
Yeah.
People have money issues until they fulfill their position.
So how hard was it for you to adapt with that changing evolution of people's lives as a manager?
Well, I would say not hard, but being understanding as a manager because, like I said, people have lives outside of a job. So you have to be not lenient, but more understanding.
So how do you deal with uncertainty as being while managing these people? As far as you don't know if they're gonna come in, what do you prepare for when you?
So you definitely have to prepare to fulfill your shift for that day if someone does call out or somebody says, hey, I'm having car issues or I'm having problems with a babysitter and things like that. So you have to be prepared and understanding of what people are going through. That was the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because as a manager, you also have a supervisor.
Right.
So you can't just say, oh, he can't come in today because he got kids.
Right.
So you have to actually put yourself in their shoes.
For sure. How long did it take you to adapt to the changing evolution of the first time you became a manager?
So the person that I am, I adapt to situations pretty quickly. Just understanding your position. You're going to be above people that's going to be working for you.
Right.
So you have to adapt pretty quickly.
Right.
In situations like that.
Okay. So what encouraging thing would you tell a manager coming up on how to deal with change and uncertainty? Because you can't. It's nothing. The person has to be like that. Has to understand it, or it's in you. Is it a learning trait you can learn?
I would just say be open-minded. Because like I said, people have lives outside of the job that they're hired for.
Have you ever had to deal with a change that you couldn't deal with that was difficult?
Yeah.
Give me an example.
So I would say, I had a girl that was working for me and she didn't have child care. So, at some point I would be like, you could bring your kids,
Trying to compromise.
Half of the day, try to figure out the other half of the day, and then compromise with that.
Did the compromise end up going left?
No. Because once you're understanding with people, they know that, hey, she tried with me. So being that you try with them, they're going to work harder for you to be satisfied with what they're able to work with for you.
Would you say that makes you a better manager to be able to understand people's change and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good though.
Yeah.
You sound like you adapt to change very well, and your uncertainty level is like regardless you're gonna deal with it head on.
I'm gonna deal with it head on.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that wraps up our segment 1. All right, Marcus Pollock. I'm back here with Shanada Mathis. Segment 2, dealing with how to deal with problems or errors in the workplace as a manager. As a manager, when you first start as a manager, do you go looking for problems to see what you have to fix, or do you wait for the problems to come to you?
You always wait for the problems to come to you. That way, you know in your mind how to fix the issue.
But what if they never come and it's something that popped up?
If they never come, then...
So you don't look for any problems as a manager?
You don't look for any problems as a manager.
As far as like problems within a system or something that you're working, glitches is something that, no, you don't look for problems at all?
No.
Okay.
Because it's just like you going into a situation looking and expecting for a problem to happen. You can't do that as a manager. As management, you want to go in there like, okay, I'm going to be in here managing this situation. So my first mindset is to...
What about a SWOT analysis to see where the weak spots are? within the managing?
You're automatically going to see what a weak spot's at based off the
Right.
team that you're managing.
Mm.
If you're a good manager, you're going to automatically spot that.
Right. What errors have you seen with working in your past management positions?
Working.
Yeah.
Like what problems?
Yeah.
People not being able to get to work on time. People not having childcare.
Mm-hmm.
People not.
So it's always a people
It's
basis.
always a people basis. Like, yeah, it's never like, oh, in the company there's an issue.
Right.
Never.
So when you discover problems or errors, how do you handle them?
So you fix them.
How do you fix them?
So if you can't get to work on time,
depending on the problem.
It depends on the problem. Okay. Like, okay, if you, I don't know. I've been in a situation where I was managing like 20 people, and I had a guy who was having car problems. I used to pay for his bus fares. As a manager, that's just me.
That's.
You know,
I think that's over beyond.
I mean, you gotta understand. People need to at least work 2 to 3 to 4 weeks to get a okay income to where they are okay to say, hey, I can go get on the bus now, or hey, I can go put a down payment for my car to get here now.
Right.
You can't just start a job and say, oh, okay, I can get there every day when I'm struggling when I first get the job.
Right.
So you got to give people opportunities to get on their feet. And me, I like to help people get on their feet. I'm not that manager that's just, oh, you can't get here, so let me fire you and hire somebody else who later down the line.
You're gonna try to fix it first.
You're gonna have the same issue.
Right. So what do you do if the thing you're trying to fix keeps happening? How do you?
Then at that point, then you're on your own, because I've tried and I gave you that boost. If you didn't take that boost and step up, then there's nothing else I could do.
So when you have had to make that decision, do you go to a boss above you first, or do you make that decision for yourself?
No, I make it solely on my own.
Okay.
Because, you know, the boss ahead of you is only thinking about running the company. They're thinking, hey, if he can't get to work, hire somebody else.
Right.
But if you're the manager of that staff, then you do what you do to manage your staff.
So have you ever gotten awarded for
Never
pointing out errors or
Never.
you know, or making a correction making a correction?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, but awarded, no.
Making a correction like how?
Like cutting hours. If you can't get here in time, let me cut your hours a little bit. Let's see.
So basically, things that still help the company out overall.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, people are only human, so you only can get so much out of them until you know. But I applaud you for it. You said you paid for somebody's bus fare to get to work because they couldn't get to work.
Yeah.
And that was your way of fixing it.
And that was my way of fixing it. And you know what? I was awarded by the person that I helped, but not by the company.
Okay. Back with segment 3. How did you reduce any cost or add value to your company that you work with as a manager?
So, when you say reduce the cost or value,
add value. How did you add value as a manager?
Depending on the job, advertisement of the company, adding more people at a lower budget. Right,
and reducing costs, and you may save some money somewhere.
Yeah. So,
because I know you worked at a Hyundai as a manager, and I'm quite sure you saved them a lot of money in a lot of different,
different ways.
different ways. So speak on it a little bit, like.
So, I was working in the finance department at Hyundai, so I was basically, hey, this month we're gonna have 0 down. That's gonna boost our clientele. We're gonna promote Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any type of way we can get people to flood into the building. And once we get them to flood into the building, it's going to be 0 down.
Right.
So that promotes the marketing aspect, not the money aspect, because a lot of people had 0 down, but couldn't do the payments that we were offering.
I noticed that. So is that more of a people thing, or is that more of a Shanada managing the numbers thing?
More of Shanada managing the numbers thing.
So would you say when it comes to adding value as a manager, they add more value in the numbers, or I guess you can add more value with the numbers too and the people. Which one do
Because
you
you got to
prefer?
think about it. Out of those 20 people that show up, 10 of them can afford it. 10 of them can't.
Can't afford what?
The payments, monthly payment.
Right.
So out of those 10 people that you promoted to get in the door, 10, maybe 5 of them can afford no down payment with $500 car note.
Okay.
And then the other 5 may be like, hey, I have 0 down, but I can't make the payments every month.
Okay.
So then that leaves you with those same people to still put them in the car. So you're still selling a car, but the payments is not going to be where they want to be at. Well, the payments is going to be where they want to be at. So you're going to be losing, but you're going to be winning at the same time.
Okay. Okay. So I feel like you like managing numbers better than people.
I love numbers. I'm good with money.
I mean, you can add. I mean, exactly. But as your history as a manager, when it comes to people, I also see that you've added value when it comes to your company. And like when you hire someone, what do you look at as far as like, okay, what makes an employee valuable to a manager?
What makes an employee valuable to a manager? First, your appearance. That's number 1. You can't be coming to work looking crazy. Number 2, are you reliable? Between Christmas, vacations, and everything, holidays like that, are you reliable?
Right.
What's your experience? Do you have experience in money? Do you have people? Are you a people person?
Right.
Do you need full supervision?
Right.
You know, things like that. So.
Okay, I like that.
Am I able to let you go off over here and not have to stand over your shoulder all the time?
Right. Right. If you take a vacation, is your work done? So when it don't pile up, now we're behind on something because you left on vacation.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So at least you know how to spot it. But you seem so nice. You like you'll help somebody out. Like, you know what? I know you ain't quite there, but we can get you there.
Drive in a person first.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna say, oh, you can't get to work. Here's some money to go get on the bus.
Right.
No, I gotta see that when you come to work, you actually working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You actually want to come to work and work.
Right.
So if you actually want to come to work and work, here, let me pay for your bus fare. Oh, hey, I can come pick you up maybe if I have time.
Sounds like
if you're close enough.
You're adding value. You're adding value type manager.
Right.
You look for ways
you get some managers that make your job harder. I'm not that manager.
Right. Or managers that just they just here. They ain't trying.
They're just the title.
They're not trying to. They don't care about the people. They just care about having the title, which that's horrible. Because you have to find something to add value to go up, unless you want to stay at that position. So, but some managers just want to stay at the position, so they ain't trying to add no more value than what's.
I want to add value to the people that I'm managing, not really the company. Because you create people.
You make them better. They make you better.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, that's segment 3, and we're gonna see y'all right next in segment 4. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is segment 4, finding new opportunities as a manager. As a manager, how did you find new opportunities to improve either the workplace, your employees' value, the company's value? Give me an example.
So first of all, as a manager, you're basically like the owner of the company when the owner of the company is not there.
Right.
So first of all, they want you to hire capable people. So you start there by building your team. Once you build a team as a manager, then you go from what can the team that I've built do so far.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So it's a process to find the opportunities.
To find the opportunities. And once you get in a position where you can give people better opportunities within the company, then that's also an A+ for the company. Because you don't want to keep somebody at a regular employee.
Right.
You want to be able to push somebody to
build them up and makes you look good.
Hey, 7 months from now, I'm going to put you into this management position because you worked so hard.
So what if you've given somebody an opportunity, and it's like every opportunity in most businesses is probationary periods, and they lacked on the progress that they needed for the opportunity. How do you handle that?
So I'm going to come to you as your manager and say, hey, I put you in this position because I believed in you.
Right.
Since I put you in this position, you've fallen short.
Right.
So you can either fix it or you can
there's another opportunity for them to fix it.
It's another opportunity for you to fix it.
Yeah.
You always give people opportunities. You don't just want to you know, hey,
Right.
maybe your mom died, or maybe you had a dog die and you fell off for a little bit.
So as a manager, what opportunities do you get? You know,
And in
right,
companies,
right,
once you're a manager, you're stuck there.
right.
There's no more going up. You know what I mean? Unless you want to say, hey, let me go buy a franchise. It depends on what
Or
type of
franchise,
business
or
you're working
I mean,
for.
it's different level
Yeah,
managers.
it's
Depends
different
on you're
levels.
the general manager. Then after that, it's the regional.
But it
and
depends on what company you work for.
Mm.
Some companies don't want another owner. Some companies don't want another.
So the opportunities for a manager are
Once you in management,
basically
you stuck.
like it's just bonuses at this
It's
point.
just bonuses.
It's bonuses
and
and
salaries
salary.
Point, yeah.
So it's no.
But as a manager, you always want to try to get to salary. You don't want to be an hourly manager.
Right.
You don't want to be an hourly supervisor. Once you get in that management position, then you start talking numbers. You start talking about being on salary. You start talking about bonuses and commissions and stuff like that.
Well, that's
dope. Start talking numbers. When you're a regular employee, now you're trying to get to management.
How long do you think it takes for a manager to get those opportunities once started? What was supposed to take as far as once started that manager path?
I think you should give a person at least, 90 days. Mm-hmm. After them 90 days, you at least your work ethics is top tier. I'm going to give you an extra $5 on your raise.
Or whatever it is, yeah.
I watched you work here in this area and you've exceeded, so I'm going to...
So how should a manager that's been managing a company for 2 years and they haven't got anything, no bonus, no nothing, how should they look at the company?
They should definitely look at themselves. Because if you're in a management position and you're not receiving any accommodations, then it's something you got to look in within yourself. Are you giving these people, say, hey, are you going to the people that you're working for and you're like, hey, I've been in this position for over 2 years and I haven't gotten a bonus yet.
So sometimes you got to take it.
Sometimes you got to step to the people you're working for and be like, hey, I need some more money. I've been in this position and I'm excelling in it. So at this point, start looking at yourself.
So that brings me to the next point. So as a manager, you get to that point, you got to go demand what you want.
Yeah, you got to. If you're in a management position, you're supposed to demand what you want. There's no other option. Because you're in the highest position in the company. Because at this point, all you need now is more money.
Right.
I'm not asking for more time off. I'm asking for more money. If I'm going to work here 365 days a year, I need more money.
So that's the opportunities you get as a manager. More money. Bonuses,
you're trying
vacations.
to get to salary. Basically.
Right.
A set amount to make every year. And if you're comfortable with making $60,000-$70,000 a year, then...
At the same time, is it more opportunist to be a manager or more of an employee?
Well, I would say as an employee, because once you get to a management position, you're basically stuck in management.
You capped out.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And so that's why they eventually come to the employees. Like, hey, you want to be a manager? Because that employee thing is Yeah. Especially when it's overtime involved and everything like that.
They cutting overtime. They got holiday pay. Most people want to be on vacation.
The manager still got to be there.
The manager still got to be there. They don't get to take vacations. They get one vacation a year. And they need to open that up for managers anyway. Like, why managers only get one vacation a year?
I think you just been in some bad companies.
I've been in some bad And when I tell you, when I come to them people and be like, hey, I need this, and this.
Part of some bad companies.
But I would say that to say, me being in a management position, I'm vocal.
Right.
So I'm going to let you know if you want to keep me here.
So you got to take the opportunity. But that's like we went back to say, you had to take you got to open your mouth as a manager. You're going to get... They're going to work you to death. They're going to work you to death. And be like, hey, man. They haven't said anything. But that's messed up. That it's got to be like, they're going to run over you.
So you got to be vocal about what you want out of a company that you plan on spending X amount of years to.
Correct. All right. That's segment 4. See you segment 5. All right. We're in segment 5 now. How do you rate performance and give feedback to your personnel?
How do I rate performance?
What do you look at when you're rating the employee's performance?
I rate people according to how they how they look and obtain details. If I sit here and I show you something, I should not have to show you 4 or 5 or 6 times.
Right. Hold on, let me fix this camera. Get you in that thing. Okay.
How well do you pay attention to details?
Correct.
How many times do I have to tell you how to do this one thing before you actually catch on, and I could walk away and come back,
and you don't have to micromanage.
And I don't have to micromanage.
Right.
So I pay attention to those type things.
And you said appearance. Do you also look at how often, like days a person works? Does that take accountability into how you look at a person's performance?
No.
Attendance?
No.
So it's basically how well you do your job.
How well do you do your job when you're present?
Right.
I don't care if you missed yesterday, but you came here and you showed your ass. You get what I'm saying? So I don't judge you off of.
So how, in the instance where you had to give feedback on a person's performance appraiser or something like that, how do you give bad feedback?
Me, like I said, I'm open and I'm vocal. Once I see something that you're bad at, I'm going to point that out so that you can basically work on that most. If you're already good at something, why am I going to tell you to keep working at that?
Have you ever had an employee that didn't take the feedback well?
Yeah.
How do you do it? You don't know what you're talking about.
Nah.
You lying.
Nah.
That ain't me.
Basically, I've had an employee where he was always high. Like, he was always high. Okay. Like, always high. And he never understood anything. Like, you could show him something 5 or 6 times, and he still don't get it. And I sit there and I tell you, hey, if you wasn't so high, Mommy, you would be able to understand it.
Right.
Your nails are too hard, and I got hurt.
Sadiq, go.
I'm gonna show you.
Okay, I'll see you when I'm done. Bye.
Okay.
You got no lock on the door?
Man. I wish I did.
Go sit down, man. Start over.
I don't even know where we're at. No, I'm picking up from here. We're 3 minutes into. Close the door, man. Close the door. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Have you ever got a performance appraisal and had the feedback? I don't forgot the damn question. I'm gonna have to cut this. Yeah. What has your performance appraisal process been like for yourself? From other managers that's managing you.
From other managers, I've always got great feedback.
Okay. What do they look for? From another manager to a manager?
They look for integrity.
Okay.
You know, a person has to have integrity to even manage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you don't have integrity to manage nobody, you shouldn't be in that position, because you could be a manager and lie on somebody, and just because you're a manager, the company gonna believe it.
Dang. So managers can get away with things for a certain amount of time. Bad managers. That's terrible. But feedback.
I've actually been a great manager for all the companies that I have ever worked for. My main thing with companies that I've ever worked for is when I say, hey, I need more money, and you don't give it to me, then you lose me.
Okay.
Because life happens. Rent goes up.
Right.
Gas goes up. Grocery goes up. So I'm not going to sit here and work for $10 an hour when everything else out here going up and up and up. So if I tell you, hey, I need more money, and you say, you can't right now, your budget doesn't fit, you lose me.
So how do you deal with an employee that's like, yo, I need more money, but their performance rating isn't up to par?
You don't get more money.
So basically everything is based
off performance.
Okay.
Now you can't be in there, you busting your butt for the company, and you go in there and ask for more money, and they like, no.
What is the proper way of giving feedback? Email, in person, or
definitely in person.
Phone.
Definitely
in person. Why?
Because you need to look person in the eyes so you know exactly what they're thinking. Don't come to me and say, typing up an email, say, "Dear Miss Mathis, oh, I worked for you such and such amount of years, and now I need some more money." No, I need to look at you in your face. I need to see your body language. I need to hear your voice. I need to feel your energy.
Interpersonal.
It's
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah, interpersonal. Yes. I love it. Well, that's segment 5. See you at segment 6. All right, we're back. The final and last segment 6. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
What is the
dream
most
work.
important part of a manager delivering teamwork to his team?
First of all, you're going to tell your team that teamwork makes the dream work. All of us have to work as a team to make the company budget, management, money, everything flourish.
Have you ever dealt with an employee that just was not good with the teamwork?
Yeah, you get a lot of people that just come to work and don't want to work with nobody, especially females.
Why you gotta?
I'm just saying, females cannot work together. You
In
got,
your experience
I've
as a
dealt
manager.
with me being a manager and me being the pretty girl. I've got where a lot of girls hated on you. So it wasn't a team because you
It
feel
was
like
jealousy,
you just,
so-
yeah,
yeah.
it's jealousy. So
For no reason. You
for
don't
no
even know
reason
each
at
other.
all. You don't even know me. You just mad at me because I carry myself well.
That's
So
it.
when you're
But-
trying to play as a team,
So as a manager, when you see something going on there within the team, well, how do you see? You see two females, they all get along. Well, how do you?
I put them together anyway.
And does it
It
work
has
out?
to work.
Mm.
Because if you don't work, you don't want your job. Because we're a team.
That's some old school thinking.
That's old
like,
school. You gotta have
y'all,
that.
y'all like each other? Well, y'all about to
walk
work again.
around the house holding hands if you
Yeah.
don't like each other.
So
You gotta put them together. If you
Yeah.
don't like her, hey, I'm gonna put y'all together.
Oh, yeah,
because
y'all
two
both
people
gotta
that
go.
don't like each other probably could become millionaires.
yes.
You ever thought about that? Like,
No.
I never liked this person, but you know what? Once we put our minds together, we became millionaires.
That's a
You
good
ever
concept.
thought about that?
That's a good concept. That's a good
I'm
concept.
telling you.
Maybe I need to start working with most people I don't like.
I ain't say all that. People nowadays.
So, what is one of the team working exercises you would build with your team to build morale or to add some group love in there?
I would say you pick your strength and you pick your weakness, and you work on her strength and you work on her strength and you work on her weakness, and y'all become
Why is
powerful.
that? Why is that?
Because if I see your weakness, I can build your weakness up.
Mhm.
If you see my strength and you're good at what I do in my strength,
Mhm.
you can build my strength up. And once we become one,
We're stronger.
we're stronger.
So, when it comes to a team, how many people do you think has to?
A team is only two people,
So you only need two
so
people.
you only need two people.
So it's a partner at the end
It's a
of the day.
partner.
So,
It's a partnership.
Yeah, that's all the questions I got for you. I can't believe I'm just looking like that. What's wrong? What did you do? What did you do to encourage teamwork?
To encourage teamwork, I was the example.
So lead by example.
Lead by example.
Meaning you working with everybody and talking to people and getting things done. Like, okay, yeah, I like that. So, have you ever had a situation where the teamwork wasn't working? With none of it, it was just everybody was just not working.
I mean, as far as me being a management and how
No.
my team know how I get down, no. They was gonna be out the door.
So it was nothing to overcome.
So it was
nothing.
nothing to overcome.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Shanada, for sitting in with me today.
You're welcome. Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's segment 6, and thank you, and have a wonderful day.